Hello, Will.
What are you doing here?
On a cold November night, Will Mackenzie awakens from a nap to the sound of the telephone ringing. Maureen, a worker for Jackrabbit Remote Transport, tells Will that a visitor is coming. Moments later, Astrid, Will's ex-wife, enters the office. After a lengthy back and forth discussing Astrid's insane request to fly during a blizzard, the two embark on the journey of a lifetime they were never expecting. It all started with a solar flare, sparking the aurora event known as the First Flare. This is the start of the Long Dark, and the end of the world as Will and Astrid knew it.
Hold tight.
Will?
The morning after the first flare, Will finds himself stranded in the mountains of Great Bear Island. After climbing his way out of a ravine, he finds what remains of his plane. There, Will discovers the locked briefcase that Astrid had left behind and her trail of cloth markers. After following the markers, he discovers the town of Milton and a single sign of life coming from a large house on the west side of town.
Hey, wake up. Holy shit! Wait! Hold your fire!
Inside the large house, Will finds Grandmother, an old soul blinded and made bitter by time. Based on the way she referred to him as mainlander, it was clear she was one of the many islanders that resented mainland Canada after the collapse. Despite the hostile introduction, the two agree to help each other. Grandmother needed supplies after being robbed the night before, and Will needed information on Astrid.
I'm here to witness the passing of an age.
What do you mean, the passing?
Don't you see the signs?
Upon entering the gas station store east of Milton, Will meets Methuselah. The mysterious figure speaks in a language that doesn't make a lot of sense in regular conversation. He speaks English, but the words he says don't make sense without fully analyzing them. After a cryptic conversation about the impending apocalypse, Will and Methuselah part ways for now.
She's alone, calling for help. But no one comes.
Why didn't anyone help her?
Yes. Why didn't they? They should have.
After restocking Grandmother's home, she tells Will about the voices she heard during the Night of the Lights. A woman running through town yells for help. Grandmother wonders why no one helped her. No one helped her because there was no one left to help her. She then directs Will to the tunnel, the only way out of Milton. At the tunnel, Will discovers the remains of a crushed bus. The roof of the tunnel had collapsed, blocking the path through the mountains. Inside the bus, the word Perseverance is written in blood. What seemed like the end of the road would become Will's first clue to finding Astrid and the start of his long journey to find her.
I seem to recall a town somewhere up north, far. What was it called? That's it. Perseverance Mills.
Despite the terrible introduction between the two, Grandmother cooks for the first time in a long time and offers some to Will. This kind gesture is then met with a somber conversation. With the tunnel collapsed, Grandmother's fate is sealed. As the sole survivor of the Milton tragedy during the Night of the Lights, she was now stuck there permanently. Despite this, Grandmother offers all the help that she could give. The word Perseverance leads to the conclusion that Perseverance Mills is where Astrid was heading. Before the conversation ends, a confused Grandmother directs Will to the old farmhouse outside of Milton.
You hurt my friend. Maybe even killed her for all I know. You scared an old lady half to death. You let all those people die. A knife in the gut is the best it's ever gonna get for you.
Inside the farmhouse, Will finds the injured escaped prisoner, Hobbs. He recognizes the scarf wrapped around his arm, knowing that Astrid had been wearing it. Paralyzed from the waist down, a dying Hobbs confesses to the horrors that occurred on the Night of the Lights. He explains the mass murder of the survivors left panicking in Milton. Astrid had come to save them, but she couldn't help them in time. After their confrontation with her, the prisoners would rob Grandmother and then scatter. Hobbs now finds himself at the mercy of Will.
Now lead me to my memories, outsider. Go out there and find your friend. And don't stop to think about Milton or Grey Mother again.
With a safe deposit key in hand, Will can return to Grey Mother something she had forgotten about long ago. A pearl necklace that once belonged to her daughter, Lily. Grey Mother makes a final request from Will to return the pearls to Lily, who had died long ago. She also grants him access to her daughter's old climbing gear. With Lily's climbing equipment and maps, Will says his final goodbye to Grey Mother before leaving Milton.
Look, we've lived through lots of power outages, and the thing is, the lights always come back on.
You might dispel the darkness at times, but the light is never coming back.
After a short climb outside of Milton Park, Will finds himself in the presence of Methuselah once again. He will continue speaking in a way that isn't easy to understand, but it is clear that he is referring to the first flare and the end of the world. A reckoning is coming and the light is never coming back. Depending on what is done to Hobbs, Methuselah will respond in a different way. How he knows about Hobbs and the choice Will makes is unknown. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. From the poems of Dylan Thomas. In the next video, I will be sharing the story of the life of Grey Mother, the only one from the old days of Milton, the sole survivor of the Night of the Lights, and Will Mackenzie's first guide through the quiet apocalypse. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, if you can spare a few bucks, you can become a member to help support the channel a little bit more. Shout out to my current members.
Go. Find your friend. Use Lily's climbing gear and her map, and maybe then her death won't feel so empty.
Thank you. I'll come back for you.
You've done a lot for me, Mackenzie. I won't forget about you.